Que pasa YouTube? What's up? How's it going, everybody? This is the official last video of 2017 for 6-foot hacks, and I have some things that I want to say after this battle, so if you guys could stick around for that, I would greatly appreciate it. And this match was definitely a really good game, and this match has a little bit of meaning to it, which I'll get more into at the end of the battle. So of course, if you guys are excited for the end of 2017 leading into 2018, make sure to hit that like button down below and answer the common question of the day. And let's go ahead and get this started. So this match was against Junko, I believe, off of my Discord, and I have a pretty awesome Aurora Veil team based around Z conversion, Porygon-Z, and belly drum Linoone. And going into this game, my opponent did have some very scary offensive threats. Victini's very scary, Mega Lopunny's also kind of terrifying, and Hydreigon is a very scary threat as well. So turn one, he decides to lead off with his what turns out to be Shiny Victini, and I didn't even know you could get Shiny Victini in Ultra Sun and Moon, so I will definitely have to look into that because I think Shiny Victini actually looks pretty cool. As I risk a Glaciate turn one, he's actually going to end up going straight for the U-turn directly into his Lopunny, not at all fearing me potentially having, or I would say going for the Earthquake is what I meant. As this turn, I'm going to switch directly into my Keldeo on the options that he did want to go straight for the Ice Punch, or if he did have the Fake Out, I am Scarf Keldeo so I could take the hit, and then the following turn I could go for the Sacred Sword to potentially knock out this Lopunny. But because I expected him to think that I was going to be scarfed, I decided to double out into my Landorus, expecting his switch into the Toxapex. But this man fearlessly stays in and goes straight for the high jump kick. I personally do not agree with him just blindly leaving in his Lopunny here. He definitely should have switched out in my opinion, but it's not really that big of an issue as this turn I will be able to bring back in my Keldeo, expecting him to go for the Ice Punch and then go for the Secret Sword, but he ends up getting a freeze. So I'm going to decide just to go straight for the Scald because honestly there's no other move I could have gone for in this scenario. I was really hoping that I would have been able to repay him for that freeze and get a burn on him. That way the Mega Lopunny wouldn't have been as big of an issue, because if he didn't freeze me, I definitely would have gone straight for the Secret Sword to knock out this Lopunny, but I was forced to go for the Scald. As he then goes for the return, I'm going to double out into my Alola Ninetales, expecting him to want to bring in the Toxapex now, but he actually brings in the Hydreigon, and this is a little bit bad because if this is Scarf with like Fire Blast or Scarf with the Flash Cannon, I really do not want to stay in here because this team is entirely centered around Ninetales getting up Aurora Veil for either my Porygon-Z or my Linoone in the back. So I'm going to be forced to switch out here as he straight OHKOs my Magearna. Now, I wasn't Assault Vest Magearna, I believe I was a double setup variant of Magearna, but unless this Hydreigon was choice specs, there was absolutely no way that he would have been able to knock me out with that flamethrower. So expecting him to not be faster than my Ninetales, I'm going to bring in Ninetales here to go for the Aurora Veil in hopes that he would be scared out, but he does fearlessly stay in and goes for the flamethrower, most likely expecting me to go for the Aurora Veil, thinking that maybe he would switch out. So him staying in there in the long run was not a bad play at all, but this is fine because it will allow me to safely go for the freeze dry against this Hydreigon or whatever he potentially does bring in. As I catch the incoming Celesteela, I do pay him back here and I'm able to get a return freeze, and this is absolutely amazing because now what this allows me to do is bring in my Porygon-Z and go straight for the Z conversion. This way I gain a +1 in all of my stats without fearing anything except for him unthawing turn one and then going for the Leech Seed. But even then, with him unthawing in one turn, things aren't entirely too bad because I'm still behind Aurora Veil. This is more of a bulky setup variant of Porygon-Z anyways, and at +1 I outspeed everything that he has on his team unless his Victini is Scarf, which even then I still have the Aurora Veil up to take only half damage from whatever potential move the Victini wants to go for. So I'm going to go for the Z conversion here, really not caring about it, what he wants to do, because with the Aurora Veil up and me getting +1 in both of my defenses, a Heavy Slam or a Flamethrower will not be doing too much damage to my Porygon-Z. So he does end up going for the Flamethrower there. Really happy that I did not get a burn, which is excellent, because now this next turn I can go for the Nasty Plot. I kind of expected him to go for the Protect. I'm really not sure why he didn't there, but then again, even though I did turn into an Electric type because of Z conversion, even an Adaptability Stab Thunderbolt, because I'm more of a bulky set, would have not been able to OHKO the Celesteela there. So I guess him making a more offensive play wasn't really too bad in the long run of the battle. But what this does allow me to do now is safely go for the Thunderbolt, but he does end up expecting this as he brings in the Landorus, and he's going to be able to get off a little bit more chip damage with the Leech Seed, which is not entirely too bad, because now he's kind of got to play the mind games on whether I'm going to go for the Ice Beam or not go for the Ice Beam. And I decide just to be aggressive, and I am luckily able to knock out the Landers, which is amazing, as he is then going to be able to bring in the Lopunny. I did check the calc, and because of Aurora Veil and me being at +1 defense, I can actually safely live a Fake Out even after Leech Seed recovery, but he unfortunately crits me through the Aurora Veil. And if he didn't get that crit, I would have been able to get another KO with my Thunderbolt. But again, things aren't entirely too bad, because the fact that Linoone is still in the back and that I can still get up my Aurora Veil again, I still do have a solid chance to win this battle with my Linoone. So I didn't give up all hope at this point. As I bring in my Keldeo, I'm just going to safely go for the Scald. Even if he does want to bring in the Toxapex or potentially bring in the Celesteela, I could catch them with a burn as well. As I get off a little bit of damage on the Toxapex here, I'm going to switch directly back into my Alola Ninetales, because typically Toxapex can't really do anything to Alola Ninetales. The most offensive move that any Toxapex carries is Scald, so even if you did want to go straight for a Scald here, then I really wouldn't have been bothered by that. I'm actually really happy that he has Toxic as opposed to Toxic Spikes. Then again, most Toxapex nowadays carry Toxic as opposed to T-Spikes, so him going for Toxic there was a very safe play on his part, which is perfectly fine by me, because this does give me more or less a free switch into my Alola Ninetales. And what I can do now is safely go for the Aurora Veil. In hindsight, I think what I should have done was gone straight for the Hypnosis instead of going for the Aurora Veil first turn, because if I had been able to put him to sleep, I then could have gone for the Aurora Veil to have that extra turn potentially. But it's not too big of an issue, as he does go for the Scald. I will be able to go for the Hypnosis this following turn, and if I am able to hit, then I will be able to take advantage of that and hopefully bring in my Linoone to set up against the Toxapex, so long as he doesn't have the Haze and he doesn't get a first turn Wake with the Hypnosis, with the Sleep, sorry. So I do miss my first Hypnosis there, which honestly I can't be upset about, because Hypnosis is 60% accuracy, and the two battles I had before this I missed every single Hypnosis. So thankfully 5th time is the charm here, and I'm gonna be able to connect this turn and put this Toxapex to sleep. And another good thing is that I am actually going to go down to the Toxic, because what this allows me to do is basically get a free switch into my Linoone without having to waste that turn of switching out and switching in Linoone, so I don't waste another turn of my Aurora Veil. So I will bring in my Linoone here, nicknamed after my boy Under the Radar, which absolutely loves Linoone, and I'm going to go straight for the Belly Drum. Depending on what this EV spread of the Celesteela is, thanks to Aurora Veil, I should actually be able to 2-hit KO him. Now, unfortunately, because this match was done at level 50 and not level 100, I do not activate my berry, so I'm gonna have to stay in here and hope that if he does go for the Heavy Slam, or if he goes for the Leech Seed, that he will be able to activate my berry, which he should be able to do. And as long as he doesn't crit me with the Heavy Slam, then I should still be in a pretty good position here. So I'm gonna go for the +6 Adamant Shadow Claw doing a clean 51 to like 52% to the Celesteela, as he does not crit me with the Heavy Slam, activating my Figy Berry, putting me out of range of where another Heavy Slam will put me in range of a fake out from the Lopunny. So I do still have a really solid chance to win this match thanks to my Linoone here, as he tries to go for the recover. As long as I do not get an absolute minimum damage roll here, and that he's not more of a physically defensive variant of Celesteela, I should be able to knock him out with the Shadow Claw, which luckily I'm able to knock out the Celesteela as the Aurora Veil goes down. In comes the Lopunny. Unless he crits me again, I should safely take at least one fake out, and then I can pick up another KO here. As he goes for the fake out, actually only does, I believe, about 61 points of damage if I did the math correctly after rewatching this. So I should be able to take another one, as I will be able to safely go for the extreme speed here this turn, as he decides to sack off his Victini, which is perfectly fine by me, because late game this Victini actually would have been a very scary mon to deal with depending on what set he was exactly running. He is going to make the good play of bringing back in the Lopunny to go for another fake out, and as long as I do not get critted, I should be able to live, which thankfully I am able to live, and now I will be able to safely go for the +6 Adamant Stab extreme speed again, and hopefully Oko or 2 KO, whatever he decides to bring in. As he does bring in the Toxapex, this is perfectly fine, because his next turn I should definitely be able to knock him out with another extreme speed, so long as he doesn't get the first turn wake and is the only Toxapex that carries Baneful Bunker in 2017. So yeah, unfortunately my Linoone does go down here. Although honestly, what I could have done in this scenario was gone for the Stomping Tantrum, but again, no Toxapex ever carries Baneful Bunker, and I was also not expecting him to get the first turn wake. So even though my Linoone goes down, I still have a chance to win this battle, because this turn he's going to overpredict, possibly thinking that I would go for the U-turn, expecting him to switch out his Toxapex, because honestly, there was no reason for him to leave in his Toxapex here. He definitely should have switched out into his Hydreigon, but I wasn't in the position of where I could try to predict his Hydreigon to come in, so I had to be aggressive there. As I knock out the Toxapex, in comes this Hydreigon. Depending on what move this goes for, I can actually live one and then go for the U-turn, but he gets a flinch with the Dark Pulse, and if he had gone for the Draco Meteor there, yeah, he would have knocked me out, but then he risked potentially missing. But because he got that flinch with the Dark Pulse, I essentially lose this battle, because if he didn't flinch me there, I did actually go for the U-turn into my Keldeo, which would have been able to revenge kill this Hydreigon, and then as he brought in his last Pokemon, which was Lopunny, I could sack off my Landorus to the fake out and then revenge kill this Lopunny with a Scald from my Keldeo. But because of that flinch, I don't have a chance to win this battle anymore, and that is going to be the unfortunate 1-0 loss in my opponent's. Well, I'm gonna lose, but he's gonna win 1-0. So yeah, all in all, it was still a pretty cool battle, and the main reason why I chose this to be my final battle of 2017 is because I want to leave all of this behind in 2017, man. I want to leave all the bad luck, all the hacks that is against me in 2017, and just hope that 2018 is a much better year. I don't want to say that it'll be a more lucky year, but just I want to leave all the salt for hacks and just all the hacks in general back in 2017 and just start things fresh in 2018. Also, I'm hoping for so much of the channel, which of course you guys are what makes the channel, so I hope that you all will stick with me through 2018. I definitely want it to be a great year for not only me but for you guys as well, being able to enjoy my content. So thank you all for making 2017 absolutely amazing. Thank you for getting the channel up to 20k, 20.3k at the time of me recording this battle, and hopefully things will be even better in 2018. So just again, thank you guys so much. I can't say it enough, and I really do appreciate every single one of you. So of course, if you did enjoy our final battle of 2017, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, answer the question of the day, and I will see you guys all tomorrow with the official first upload of 2018. So thank you guys, I love you all, and I will see you later.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks,